Alright, so due to issues with live streaming, I'm not going to be doing that. I went ahead and decided that I'm going to go ahead and just record the video. Sorry about the mix-up. Things were lagging really bad, and I'd rather not submit that as a product from my channel. But anyway, I hope this works out a little bit better. Real quick, just wanted to get into this article, and we're probably going to I think I'm going to watch a video going along with this one. I've been out of the loop for a little while. Life's changed a bit. Going from being a minimalist, living out of their van, to a full-out homeowner with all the responsibilities falling on my shoulders alone. And so there's that. Anyway, I've been a little busy. There's been, a lack of time to be able to do these type of things. So people have been requesting proof of life or for me to put a video out, and so here we go. This is an article that I woke up and saw this morning, the 13th of October, just out of nowhere. Oddly, it's kind of weird how this happened. So let's go ahead and get into this. Okay, so NASA insider confesses on deathbed, "I filmed fake moon landing in 1969. So let's slide down here. Not sure if these are the real pictures. I don't know. But anyway, let's go into this. This is a little bit about the publisher, or the person who wrote the article. Okay, a New Mexico man has made a series of astonishing confessions since he was diagnosed with terminal cancer and told that he has months to live. He claims the moon landing was faked by the U.S. government, with the footage shot at a military base and the surface of the moon recreated with sand and cement powder. Big surprise. I was wondering what they were using for that anyway. Okay, sand and cement powder. Okay. All right. According to Gene Gomar, his father, a military policeman who was stationed at Cannon Air Force Base, was involved in the massive deception that fooled the world, laying the groundwork for a government-sponsored mass formation psychosis, that continued throughout the decades and into the current era. The deathbed confession, filmed by his father in 2002, was destroyed in a fire of unknown origin. So Gomar decided to recreate it and share his father's story for the world before his own death. Okay, so Alright, anyway. In the confession, Gomar, born Eugene Reuben Akers, says he doesn't want fame or money for what he's doing, because hopefully the video will not be released until after his death. Gomar passed away on February 13th earlier this year, so now we are able to view and share the extraordinary confession. I clicked on this video here. Alright, this just takes you to some law of attraction, wealth building, secret type videos. So no, the actual video is at the bottom. So check it. Is the truth about the moon landings finally starting to leak out? Actually, we've been leaking that truth for quite some time, but carry on. In the past 12 months, NASA has made a series of revelations that have left the official narrative in shreds. Mainstream media barely reported on these revelations, so most people remain none the wiser about what NASA has admitted. Another big surprise there, covering up the truth that's being exposed. The truth of the matter is, NASA has all but confirmed the landings were fake, and anybody who works in the space industry or has any knowledge about the rocket science has quietly accepted that the whole thing was a charade. And now they keep pushing back and delaying the Artemis program. Because recently they were supposed to be going back to the moon, right? Or that's what they were saying. They were going to be going back to the moon a few months ago, I believe. They were talking about, and then they totally canceled those missions again, oddly. It's weird, because technology has progressed so much since 1969, yet they haven't gone back to the moon. That's another one of those questions that we like to ask, time and time again. If they were able to do it back then, technology's moved forward, why haven't we gone back to the moon with this advanced technology that we have now? We ask that question all the time. Nobody has a good answer. They just say gravity. Anyway, So why is nobody talking about this? We literally didn't go to the moon in 1969, and to this day, no human being, American, Russian, Chinese, or ancient Egyptian, has been past lower Earth orbit, which is about 1,000 miles above sea level. Hence the shirt. Okay. Anyway, when more people become aware that we simply didn't or simply don't know how to get to the moon, the astronomical renaissance will ensue based on empirical evidence rather than NASA lies. Sounds like a flat earther wrote this, actually. And remember, we are part of something so huge right now. We have the potential to break the chains of the past, the control, division, hatred, and separation. We are literally birthing a new world. I don't know if I like those words, though. But anyway, that's why the control apparatus is so afraid. They know that they can't stop this. The more they lie, the more they deceive, the more they expose themselves, which leads to more people waking up from the illusion. All right, and here's the video. So we're going to go ahead and get into this real quick. Let me check to see if everything's working out. All right, and let me see. Can I change this to full screen? I want you to be able to see this. All right. Okay, or not. Let's get into it.
Hello, my name is Gene Gilmore. My birth given name is Eugene Reuben Akers. I don't want any money for what I'm doing because hopefully this video won't come out until after my death. So I have nothing to gain, nothing to profit by telling you what I'm going to tell you. In 1968, my father was stationed at Cannon Air Force Base in New Mexico. We lived in Clovis, New Mexico. He was in the military police for over 20 years, and on his deathbed in 2002, we made a recording of what happened. Project Slam Dunk was the name of this. President Johnson in 1968, okay? In Cannon Air Force Base in 1968, he said by the time he got there, that there was already 2 large hangars that were connected. There was hundreds of dump trucks that came in and dumped sand and stone, and cement powder was powdered over the top of all that to make it look like a lunar landscape. They had men that fashioned it into a lunar landscape, he said. Okay, I've never known my dad to lie, so this all took me by surprise. You know, what's that all about? So anyway, he said that in front of the airplane hangars was pole framing with large canvas tents that was concealing the inside of the staging area. Inside the staging area, on flatbed trucks, was created the lunar lander that was reassembled back inside the hangars. All of the walls were painted flat black, and the ceilings as well. He was sworn to secrecy by the NSA, and they would put him in prison for breaking that oath. And when Dad saw the moon landing on TV, he cried. He said he knew that what he had witnessed on TV was exactly what they recorded in that hangar. There was no reason for them to go flying around and everything. They had detailed high-definition photos of the landing area. There was no reason for them to go flying around to a different landing area that almost exhausted their fuel, except for drama, because everything had gone so smoothly. Nothing, so it had to be something. Anyway, Dad was one of 3 guards that guarded the inside of the front entrance. There was a list of 15 people who could enter. No one else was allowed by order of President Johnson. And here is that list, and I gave it to Bart Cybrell as well. And he checked out a lot of these names, and he says he can verify a lot of these people and what they do. And I come across a couple myself. Anyway, President Johnson, Neil Armstrong, Edwin Aldrin, Werner von Braun, Robert Emmenegger, Gene Kranz, James Webb, Joe Kerwin, Dr. Thomas Paine, Glenn Looney, Dr. Christopher Kraft, Dr. James Van Allen, General Trudeau, Lieutenant Colonel Donald Simon, and Grant Norrie. Now, the only two that I really have information on is Robert Emmenegger. Apparently, he did a lot of video work and stuff for the Department of Defense. So the DoD did know him. Okay. And the other one was Grant Norrie, Norray, I believe, was to the best of my dad's knowledge, was a like some FBI, CIA, NSA, who knows, something like that. Okay, President Johnson only showed up for the first day of filming. Filming lasted for 3 days, and the entire project was restored to original. In other words, the hangars were all taken apart, the sand was all removed, and so on and so forth. Okay. Dad said there was a lot of building going on at the base, so at the time, so sand and cement powder was never questioned. I can see how they could smuggle that all in within everything else that's going on. Since 2002, I have dug up, I already told you about that, the evidence for the moon landing that I have found. If you go to Google and go to Cannon Air Force Base website, they admit that President Johnson was there. The lunar lander was there. The astronauts were there. I also have verified some of the people on the list were there. I also verified there are a lot of building going on in the base, just as he had told me. And all of this was going on at the same time, on the same date. Dad told me all these things father to son. He also told me not to ever tell anyone what he had said, but he said on his deathbed that he had to tell somebody before he died because it was just too important not to tell. That's about all I can think of. My dad, he raised me by the book. I know he didn't lie to me.
Well, alright. I posted the source article in the description. You can go check this out and go, do your own research on these things. I just wanted to tap in, give you a little, insight into something that I found early this morning. But that sounds, pretty cut and dry as far as the way that they set up the hangars and all that to, look like the lunar landscape. Makes sense. We've seen numerous rocket failures. We've seen these, launches go, the rockets go straight up for a little bit and then they, go off sideways into the Atlantic Ocean, probably dumping the, the rockets and all that into the triangle, you know what I mean? And we know that there's no measurable curvature. We know that space is fake, that they've done a whole lot of, editing as far as, how they do these so-called live stream spacewalks. These astronauts, coming into the ISS, with the hair and all that. They're in these parabolic aircrafts. We've seen them doing live editing of video. We've seen all this stuff. And then, now this comes out. It's good times. Anyway, just wanted to put this out there for you. Yeah, that's all I got. I gotta get going. Always something to do at the farm. You know how it is. But anyway, gonna go ahead and cut this one off. Let me see. And as always, you all take care. I'll be around from time to time. Anyway, you all take care. We'll talk soon. Later.